You just had your spring break, and we're going to tackle chapter 13, and then next week, week 10, we will tackle 14 and 15, chapters 14 and 15. One of the things that that will reiterate is that you need to get your characters in if you haven't already. I have 10 characters so far. So only 10 people will be able to do counseling. You can't possibly pass the class unless you do this. So go ahead and get your character done. If you need help, please, you can email me. You can call me on the phone. My telephone number is right there on the syllabus. I have office hours Monday through Thursday. Monday and Tuesday, they are in the afternoon between 3 and 5. And on Wednesday and Thursday, they're in the morning from 8 to 10. So we can talk about who your client should be, who your character should be. The other thing that I need to talk about is, and I'm not sure if I've talked about this before, but one of the things that you need to think about as you are thinking about counseling is that these are just suggestions in this book. I know it's not a very thick book and it really doesn't tell you how to do this. It just gives you suggestions. If you were able to repeat everything in the book, that wouldn't make you a good counselor. What makes you a good counselor is being genuine, is being empathic, and having your own voice. If you don't have your own voice, then you won't seem genuine. So one of the main things that you need to think about is as you start counseling and you're kind of nervous and thinking, oh my goodness, what if I say the wrong thing? You shouldn't worry about that, because what you need to think about is that you need to be genuine. You need to have your own voice. So you certainly wouldn't talk like the people in this textbook. The textbook is out of Indiana, strangely enough, and that's my home state. So when I when I first looked at this textbook, I thought, geez, these people just talk just like I do. Um, and you probably wouldn't want to talk like I do either, to do any counseling like I do, mainly because I have different life experiences than you do, and you need to establish your own voice. And that's the most important thing about counseling, is establishing your own voice. So let's go ahead and get started on establishing goals, chapter 13. Uh, Maybe. There we go. Okay, chapter 13, establishing your own goals. Identifying general goals. Goals set the direction of work to be done. Clear goals are necessary in planning steps to be taken. They are what clients hope to achieve working with the practitioner. They are the client's vision of what life would be like if their problems were solved. Goals must be mutually established between practitioners and clients, and this is really important. If you can't get your clients to establish their own goals, then you have no direction to go. So you need to get your clients to establish goals. Practitioners should not try to guide clients. This has to come from the client. They're the ones that know what they want. They're the ones that have needs. If you have needs, then uh, don't make them your client's needs. Satisfactory work depends on practitioners' ability to collaborate with the client. Practitioners that seek clarification help clients figure out what goals they're motivated to achieve. Exception finding questions are useful. Explore times when the problem was not present. Happy times, different times. This is one of the things you need to be cognizant of. Times when the problem was smaller or less problematic, of course. Open-ended questions at the end of our work together. What do you want your life to be like? When the problems that brought you here are solved, what do you want to be thinking, doing, or feeling? When we have finished our work together, what might other people see you doing that you aren't doing now? Tell me about the picture of what you want your family to be like. Well, I agree with the whole popcorn thing. Let's pretend that these problems are solved. What differences will you notice in your life? Life is not about waiting for the storm to pass, it's about learning to dance even when it rains. Identifying measurable, attainable, positive, and specific goals. That's the MAPS program. Make it possible for the MAPS program makes it possible for clients and practitioners to evaluate changes that have been made. It provides a clear direction and focus for work. Moving from general goals to MAPS goals, will you give me an example of what positive communication sounds like to you? When you have positive communication, what will you be doing that you weren't doing now? In what situations do you want to have more positive communication? I want to get better grades, so I will write down each assignment I get this week. These are examples of measurable and specific goals. I'm going to write down each assignment I get this week. I want to lose weight, so I will go to the gym 3 times this week. I want to be sober, so I will attend 1 AA meeting this week. I want more friends, so I will sit next to 2 different people in each of my classes. A goal needs to be something that the client believes is possible based on available resources such as time, money, and people power. Establishing a series of small goals helps clients experience success. It is important that the size of the goal seems attainable to a client and reasonable to the practitioner. And these are attainable goals. More attainable goals. Unattainable goals involve changing another person. Time to reach the goal must be relatively proximate to the decision to change. If we're talking about relationships, and often your clients are going to have relationship problems. If we're talking about relationships, and of course you're just dealing with one person unless you're dealing with a couples therapy. Uh, Normally they can't change other people, and neither can you. You can only change the person that is in front of you. You can't change someone else, and this is one of the biggest problems with relationship counseling. Um, the problem is that you can only deal with whoever you are counseling, of course, and you certainly can't change someone that isn't coming in to be talked to. So you can only change uh, one person. You can't change everybody. You can't change a parent. You can't change a spouse who seems to be the problem. Time to reach the goal must be relatively proximate to the decision to change. Clients who participate in getting goals are more likely to believe goals are achievable. Setting goals. Clients who participate in setting goals are more likely to believe goals are achievable. Goals should be visualized in concrete, specific behavioral terms. Your goal is to lose 15 pounds. Would it be reasonable to lose 1.5 pounds this week? And actually, if you're losing weight, you shouldn't lose more than 1 pound a week. If you're losing 2 or 3 pounds, it's probably just water weight anyway. Well, anyway, you, you need to be realistic. If they're on a diet and they're exercising, then 1 pound a week is just about right. Your goal is to turn your homework in on time. Would it be reasonable to set aside an hour an evening to do homework for this class? Your goal is to attend AA meetings. Would it be reasonable to acquire a list of local meetings this week? I hear that you want to weigh what you weighed when you were 30 years old. Let's consider first setting a goal that you can successfully reach in a shorter period of time. What do you think would be a reasonable what do you think would be a reasonable and not too hard goal to reach in 2 months? And I would say that would probably be 8 pounds. So if you're 30 pounds heavier than you want to be, uh, 2 months, you can, the most you can should probably uh, lose should be around 8 pounds. I agree that giving up drinking and going to AA meetings every day is a terrific goal. AA is very good at celebrating each milestone in the process to lifetime sobriety. How about if one of our first goals is going to AA every day for 2 weeks? Does that sound okay to you? It sounds like your group was disappointed in your grade on the big project and you were determined to start earlier on the next big project. That sounds like a plan that will work. The next project is due 6 weeks from now. What goal would you like to achieve 3 weeks from now related to that project? So the two of you often argue about how to discipline the children and think it would be better if you agreed on discipline methods. That sounds like a good goal to achieve. Since you disagree on many aspects of discipline, would it make sense to you to start with a goal of coming to an agreement about what to do when Anne won't spend time on her homework? In this town, you have many people who are homeless, and you want to develop a solution to the problem that will be acceptable to the city council and also to the people who are homeless. I wonder if the first goal might be to create a group of people, including some people who are homeless and some of you who are willing to work on this problem. So we're talking about the MAPS program. Positive goals keeps the focus on what the client wants to do rather than what the client doesn't want to do. And that's really quite important. Practitioners can use open-ended questions to help clients to think in positive terms. I want to lose weight, so today I will eat at least 2 servings of fruit. I want to turn my homework in on time, so today I will review all the work I need to turn in this week. I want to make 2 new friends, so today I will say hi to 5 people. If one night at dinner you weren't fighting, what do you think you might be doing? If one day you felt the urge to drink but didn't drink, what would you do instead? What is your vision of what the neighborhood would be like without drug dealers? When you are concerned about how things are going in the group, how would you like to talk to each other about your concerns or hopes? If this agency was functioning in a way that you believe would be effective, what would people be doing that they aren't doing now? Examples of MAPS programs, MAPS goals, short-term goal. This week I will go to class and write down my homework assignments. Long-term goal, this semester I will raise my grades by 1 level. Short-term goal, this week I will speak with 3 new people. Long-term goal, this semester I will make 2 new friends. Moving from general to specific goals, practitioners may decide to approach agreement on problems and goals differently. Some practitioners prefer more general goals. Working on one goal often relates to other goals. Many practitioners find it helpful to establish a written or verbal agreement that describes previous understandings between them and the client. These agreements are developed collaboratively and can be modified as necessary. A good alliance involves a safe, trusting, comfortable, collaborative relationship. It includes an agreement between the practitioner and the client about the goals. These set the stage for monitoring work together. One of the things you're going to notice as you start counseling is that the more that you and the client agree on what needs to happen, the easier it's going to be for both of you to get things done. The more you argue, the more you disagree, the more difficult it's going to be. But I have had clients, I have worked with clients who were fairly negative about things. And they were negative about things because whoever their significant other was, whoever their significant other was, they tended to disagree with everything they said. So they were like punishing me for their significant other and the way that they treated them. Anyway, so what I'm saying is the more you can collaborate with your client, the faster that things will get done. There are many valid and reliable scales for measuring the alliance. There are also scales for measuring the outcome of a session or a series of sessions with clients. The goal attainment scale is a 5-point scale that ranges from most to least favorable outcomes that a client believes are possible. It can be used to identify the level of progress achieved either during the course of work together or at the end. Using the GAS for each MAPS goal can be helpful. Goal attainment scale, that's the GAS, the goal attainment scale. This week I will eat 2 servings of fruit each day. Next week I will make an appointment to join the gym. The following week I will attend the gym and 3 exercise classes. The next week I will continue at the gym and eating fruit and weigh myself to see if I have lost any weight. If not, I will join Weight Watchers, etc., etc. And that is the end of the chapter. So I will talk to you guys next week. Next week is the last lecture. Get your character histories in. Just email them to me. That should work. I need to put them on the discussion page anyway. The way that we're going to be doing it is you're going to be doing the counseling. You need to take notes while you're doing the counseling, and then you put your notes in the discussion page underneath your client, and that way that's what I will actually be grading. I will be looking at each client, and as long as you get your notes in, then I will know that you did your counseling. That will also help anybody else that's counseling that select individual. They will know what you said or what was determined from your counseling session. So I'll see you guys next week. Please get them in. Your papers are due now, so turn them in as soon as possible. Like I have said in the past, I do not count off for late work. I know it's been a tough semester for everybody. Looks like it's getting tougher because of certain circumstances at Say Lee, but there has been a death in the Dene College family. So we will deal with that as it comes along, and I'll see you guys next week. Oops, I didn't stop it.